I couldn't believe my eyes. We just got confirmed by Coinbase. How is this even real? I told you guys that this cycle will last until 2026. Anyone who believes that this cycle has topped are going to be in the wrong path or in the wrong side of history. We were correct. And Coinbase knows from Coinbase Institutional. This is literally from the legit Coinbase account. Okay? They tweeted out, October sell-off wasn't the end of the cycle. It may have been the reset it needed. That's so weird. They literally just said the cycle hasn't topped yet, right? Then they mentioned that excessive leverage is flush, fundamentals remain intact, and institutional players are quietly rotating back in, right, slowly but surely. It seems like the wealthy folks are slowly buying these coins, like silently, right? And then when their bags are filled, they're going to pump it magically. Smart money is clustering around EVM chains, real-world assets, and yield protocols pointing to selective re-risking, not retreat. They posted this chart right here, guys. It was the largest liquidation in recent crypto history. Total liquidations in USD hit $12 billion. Okay, the market cap of crypto at that point was 4 trillion. And you guys can see the liquidations of Longsos. That was what was really targeted, okay, in that liquidation event. Now, what does this mean, right? Has crypto topped out or not? That's what we're to be investigating in today's video. But we knew that 2026 was here, not this year, right? The cycle theory, guys, will not be a thing anymore. I believe right after this cycle is done and over with, it's going to be a utility run, okay? So we got the monthly outlook from Coinbase, guys. This is fantastic. I didn't even know they did this. I guess they do executive summary following the massive liquidation events on October 10th. We believe crypto markets have found a near-term bottom, and that positioning is now significantly cleaner. So Coinbase believes that, hey, the markets are about to bottom out, okay? At least for the short term, okay? Now, do I believe this? I do myself as well. Markets appear to have reset rather than broken. In our view, the sell-off has restored the system to structurally healthier leverage levels, which could provide directional support in the short to medium term. Why did they go after everyone's liquidation on October 10th? Why? Because usually they take everyone out first, and then they pop it to new highs. So the people who got in beforehand, right, with leverage, they don't want them. The elites don't want those people to make a lot of money, right? Because coins, all coins, rampage 10, 100, 1000x. So imagine if you're on leverage with those coins and you got in at a perfect time, you're going to become a millionaire, like a millionaire, if not billionaire, right? Because that's how crazy it's going to get. So they had to go through with this liquidation event, guys. And now the whole leverage has been reset, okay? Which means now they could moon everything higher, even though right now for the extremely short term worth dumping, okay? Which I do believe we're going to dump a bit more before we truly bottom out. So now that said, it's more likely that we'll see a gradual grind up rather than a surge to new autumn highs over the next few months. Wow, so Coinbase believes that we're going to hit new autumn highs in the next couple months, right? Not today, not tomorrow, but they believe we're going to go slowly, guys. We're going to go up like that instead of like this. Now coming down here, there's a bunch of correlations that's being made down there, guys. But shape of the recovery, our view of the sell-off is that this leverage flush was a necessary reset for the crypto markets rather than a cycle top. Do you guys see that they're literally mentioning that this is not a cycle top, but instead a reset, a flush out? Why isn't it a cycle top? If you clearly look on the USDT dominance pairing, what is it doing right now? Well, we're reaching over bot levels the last time this has happened. 1, 2. It's doing it again right now. Top, another one may be odd, right? If this is the top, they're going to go through with the liquidations down below, guys. Which means, all coins in cryptos and Bitcoin will hit a new autumn high, right? I've always stated that we're not going to top out until they clear the liquidation down below. All that liquidation, guys, okay? All liquidity. I mean now. So we already knew this, right? And Coinbase confirmed it. Had to we know it, guys. And this is literally an exchange. The exchange that manipulate cryptos, okay? So they're suggesting that potentially setting the stage for a grand higher in the month to come prior to the events of October 10th. Our primary concern was a possibility of the current bull market cycle being cut permanently short. And we ran a survey from September 17th to October 3rd, indicated that 45% of institutional participants believed that we were in the last stages of the bull market cycle. Wow, so a bunch of people, even institutions themselves, believe we're about to top out, right? It's like the last stage year. Everyone needs to be wrong, right? And the way that occurs, guys, is when everyone is programmed with the cycle theory that tops out every 4 years. And in the last cycle before the reset happens, they pull the plug and change it completely and make it a year later into 2026. Then everything tops out. That will literally trick everyone, which is why I believe again 2026, told that we knew this, right? We knew this, but this just an extra confirmation. It's like the cherry on top. Now in the aftermath of the sell-off, we are actually more confident that the crypto market has directional upside. Though we think crypto positioning in the next few months will be defined less by headline catalysts and more by market structure repair. Interesting. So they basically want like a structure to form, right? Like a bottoming type of structure, guys. And it moves higher, right, in the months to come, which could be a possibility. I guess we'll have to see. But for now, I personally believe, guys, I know it's talking so amazing about XRP. Yesterday ran the RSIs that are forming. They're still forming, by the way. They haven't been killed off. But I have a strange feeling that XRP will come back down to $2 one more time, right? To the structure. You guys see how XRP has its own structure and Bitcoin has a different structure, right? XRP is trying to build off the structure, and probably when it comes back down at some points, it's blast off. Okay? That's strictly for XRP. For us, ET, that dominance. Well, hopefully this tops out soon. And that's what Coinbase believes, which people sold their stable coins like USAT into Bitcoin and XRP and Ethereum and other coins. Now, let's go up here, guys. Okay, let's go up here. They compared this recent liquidation event with the Great Grain Robbery that happened previously. And it happened in 1973, and despite the title, it wasn't in fact a robbery at all. Rather, was the systemic and covert draining of wheat and corn stocks by the Soviet Union from public markets over the course of a month. This mostly went unnoticed until global food prices spiked 30 to 50% before it emerged that the Soviet Union was suffering massive crop failures, pushing global grain supplies to dangerously low levels. So, the tariff-induced crypto liquidation cascade on October 10th, which drove many altcoins down by 40 to 70%, bears an uncanny resemblance to the informational dynamics at play in that event. In both episodes, so they're comparing these two events. Asymmetric information during periods of thin liquidity created massive market dislocations that punished less liquid, higher beta asset disproportionately. Okay, so yeah, it was all about liquidity, guys. And that's why we see these massive wicks, right? Like look at these massive wicks to the downside with XRP. Did Ethereum have any? Probably, but with a bunch of other coins, guys, it just had like massive wicks, right? And the less liquid, I guess, the more the coins got hit, right? Which they killed everyone's long liquidations, by the way, right? Everyone, like, let's see. Okay, like look at that one. If you're long from any point here, okay, you're done. You're a dunzo, okay? So yeah, the liquidation, I don't think this will happen anymore, okay? Probably until the collapse because we just seen it. So you're good to go now. But since everyone got flushed out, now the institutions are going to be buying. Looking ahead, we anticipate that future market strength will be primarily driven by institutional inflows. As institutions were largely insulated from the deleveraging events, many either kept their leverage exposure low and/or were concentrated mainly in large cap names, whereas altcoins held more by retail market players. You gotta say they target